Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Do you need a jacket this morning? Our temperatures have dipped into the 50s in some places. I'll show you the cool temperatures you'll experience heading out the door.
Durham shootings. In the last 15 minutes, police cleared a scene where they were for nearly 11 hours. What we're learning about the victims, including one person who died.
And Labor Day safety. Officials will be at Harris Lake today to push for people to stay safe on the waters, less than a month after a tragedy at that very same lake. Lakes will be popular places this holiday weekend. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. A lot to tell you about, and we're glad you're up with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Levinga. We're very glad that we have this fall-like morning, and we have more on the way with Elizabeth Gardner, kind of tracking what things are looking like midweek.
Yeah, very nice out there. We've hit the upper 50s for the first time since early June. On June the 3rd, we hit 52 degrees. We're not going to get quite that cool in the next couple of days, but we'll definitely see some 50s out there. So enjoy it. This is a live look at Franklinton, but the sun's just starting to light things up. There are some clouds out there in a few places, but overall we should see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies today. We continue to see a very comfortable dew point across our area. Mid-50s feels wonderful. It feels refreshing, feels like fall. And we did drop back to 58 degrees. We bounced to 60 last hour, but it's 58 in Southern Pines, 56 in South Hill, 52 in Roxborough, but 62 in Fayetteville, 61 in Clinton. Our temperatures are running around 5 to 10 degrees cooler than they were this time yesterday. So, kids are going to want their shorts and t-shirts this afternoon as it climbs to almost 80 degrees, but they may be happy in a jacket this morning. If you're looking forward to the holiday weekend, we may end up seeing some showers. It's not going to be a washout, but we'll take a look at a changing forecast coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:01, if you're getting ready to head out the door, the Northern Loop as part of your morning commute, we're seeing a bit of a slowdown between Capitol Boulevard and Six Forks Road. We're likely believing that it's overnight construction that's still in the clearing phase, but you're going to be running into a little bit of a slowdown. But once you get past that slowdown, here's what you're going to be running into. I-440 and Ridge Road, you can see traffic flowing nicely in all directions there on that section of the Beltline. So just keep that in mind if you're about to head out. If you can take the Southern Loop of the Beltline, that might probably be your best bet, because right now, very little to no delays coming into the capital city. And similarly in Durham, no delay times that will make you late this morning. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Labor Day is fast approaching, and officials are reminding people about staying safe during the celebrations. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Harris Lake this morning. And Kelsey, there's a renewed push on boating safety after that tragedy on the lake earlier this month.
Yes, Renee, the NC Wildlife Commission is drawing attention to boating safety this morning. This comes less than a month after that tragic boat crash that happened here on Harris Lake. It killed 10-year-old Brooklyn Carroll, and you can see here that this sign is in her memory, reminding people to be safe out on the water. The person driving that boat during the crash is accused of drinking while boating. The NC Wildlife Commission is teaming up with partners from across the state today. They are bringing awareness to the dangers of boating while under the influence. They say 11 boating incidents happened last Labor Day weekend in North Carolina, and 2 of those were alcohol related. The Wildlife Commission is scheduled to host that event this morning at 11 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live at Harris Lake.
Raleigh police believe people under the age of 18 may be responsible for more than 100 car break-ins over the course of the summer in Wake County. Now, this new information comes after a new series of break-ins yesterday morning in Apex and Cary. 3 teenagers were arrested after police say they ran from officers in stolen vehicles before crashing. Last month, a 17-year-old was arrested in connection to break-ins at Walnut Creek Amphitheater and Lifetime Fitness. Lieutenant David Davis tells us this same 17-year-old may have been involved in more break-ins.
We're still investigating those. We definitely hope that we can get some closure on more cases. So there probably are going to be some juvenile petitions sought even further down the road, not only for this individual, but also for the maybe potentially the juveniles that were also assisting him.
Police have several recommendations to help prevent break-ins. They say you should not leave your keys, your valuables, or guns inside the car, and make sure that your doors are locked before you leave. Oh, and park in well-lit areas if you can.
State Attorney General Jeff Jackson says companies need to stop what he calls predatory AI from harming children. This includes pornographic deepfakes and explicit online chatbots. Jackson and dozens of attorneys general from different states sent letters to payment platforms and tech companies. They are calling for more safeguards. Jackson accuses AI chatbots of engaging with children in sexual conversations. We spoke with a cybersecurity expert about technology that can prevent that.
What they're doing is actually grooming those children or having sexual content with them. They can put in monitoring services that allow them to see whenever inappropriate content starts being passed around.
The expert encourages parents to educate and communicate internet safety with kids. We reached out to Microsoft. It didn't want to comment. Apple and Meta did not immediately respond.
Durham police are investigating 2 shootings this morning, and one of them has turned deadly. WRAL's Ali Calabar explains what we know about the shootings that happened just miles apart.
Yes, police were here blocking off the parking lot and inside the lobby investigating. This is one of 2 investigations underway this morning. 2 shootings last night. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. Durham police say officers got to Hillsborough Road around 7:15 p.m. They found a man with a gunshot wound at Sure Stay Inn. He died shortly after officers arrived. About 6 miles away, police showed up to another shooting. The WRAL breaking news tracker captured multiple evidence markers scattered on East Lawson Street. We have reached out to Durham police. We're working to find out what led up to these shootings, if any arrests have been made, and the identities of the victims. Reporting in Durham, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
The Wake County School Board plans to change rules on library books, school assignments, even field trips. And these changes are in response to federal guidance and a new state law. The school board plans to require a parent's permission for students of different biological sexes to share a room on overnight field trips. Now, that would prevent a transgender girl from sharing a room with other girls without the parent's permission. The board also wants to change a new law that requires schools to provide a list of books in school libraries, but to include classroom libraries. The changes need 2 more votes before being finalized.
Security camera video shows the moment a car rolled past a stopped school bus in Anger, narrowly missing a student about to walk across the street. Anger police are investigating. They've set up patrols in the area to keep it from happening again. Parents are calling this video very concerning.
That could have been my child, but, obviously it wasn't. It's just scary to know that people just are careless that way. When the bus was clearly stopped and it just barreled right through.
We have more reaction from neighbors who saw this happen on WRAL.com.
Happening today, a judge is set to hear Kilmar Abrego Garcia's immigration case, and she is temporarily putting a stop to the government's plan to redeport him to Uganda, and now wants to hear from his attorneys and the DOJ. Garcia, you may recall, was mistakenly sent to El Salvador earlier this year. The Supreme Court ordered the U.S. government facilitate his return, and now he is trying to gain asylum. The Trump administration has accused him of human trafficking, and that is something that he strongly denies.
Charlotte is one of 20 new Frontier airline routes being added this winter. New flights will also be going to and from Detroit, Houston, and Baltimore. Frontier says this is part of an effort to become the country's largest budget airline. Its rival, Spirit Airlines, has been struggling after coming out of bankruptcy. People in Orange County who are out of their homes after Chantal's flooding are getting help. Orange County commissioners voted unanimously last night to set aside $20,000. That money will be used to help people who need to extend temporary housing or find new permanent housing. Qualifying income is $31,300 for a single person or $64,300 for a family of 4.
Today marks 82 years since a military plane crashed just inside Bladen County, killing 4 servicemen. Well, now a memorial sits at that crash site on Highway 210 near the Bladen-Sampson County lines. On August 27, 1943, the military aircraft left Fort Bragg for a routine training flight and crashed around 9:30 p.m. The 4 airmen killed were all between the ages of 22 and 23.
A proposed new logo for the town of Garner was not addressed during last night's town council meeting. The debate over the logo has stirred up controversy. Now, Garner has issued blue and gold in its logo for more than 20 years. This is the current logo. Design experts on the rebranding project said the gold didn't work. A wide range of topics was covered last night, but not the logo dispute. The town's new logo is scheduled to be unveiled during an event tomorrow.
UNC's season opener on the football field is just days away, and today, Coach Bill Belichick will address the media ahead of his first game on the sidelines. The Tar Heels will host TCU on Labor Day, and we will have more on what the coach has to say, and that'll be in our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m. Your time is 6:09 this morning. Replacing DEI. The UNC system has days to show the Trump administration how it's changing its policies, where the system is in proving that it is meeting expectations.
And vulnerable servers. A new report is accusing DOJ of mishandling sensitive Social Security information. What data is potentially at risk?
And you may need to grab a jacket heading out the door. Look at these 50s showing up for the first time in months. I'll show you how long it'll feel cool in the mornings.
And go ahead and grab those tickets. Here are your winning Mega Millions numbers. We've got your 7, 12, 30, 40, 69 with the gold Mega Ball 17.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. It's nice and quiet out there this morning. The big story heading out the door is these cool temperatures. Look at this: 52 in Roxborough, 58 Durham, 59 in Holly Springs. Our temperatures haven't dipped into the 50s in the Triangle since early June. 62 in Fayetteville right now, 61 in Garner, and 56 in Cary. It's going to be a lovely afternoon, so you may want to send the kids out the door this morning with a jacket. They'll want their shorts and T-shirts for later on. Feeling great, comfortable temperatures, upper 50s to low 60s heading out. At the bus stop, again, that jacket may be necessary. At lunchtime, recess 73, and a gorgeous afternoon as the kids are getting off the bus. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. We do have one big change in our forecast. Heading into the holiday weekend, it's looking a little wetter. We'll walk through that coming up.
That's what's happening now in the WRAL traffic center. We continue to monitor that slowdown that we're seeing on that northern loop of the Beltline. Take a look at what we're talking about. It's really between Capitol Boulevard and Six Forks Road. So you're looking at maybe an extra 10 minutes if you're trying to get to Wade Avenue. But really and truly, once you get past Six Forks Road, it's clear sailing all the way to Wade Avenue, as you can see from this camera at I-440 and Ridge Road. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the delay times coming into the capital city.
The deadline for schools in the UNC system to show compliance with a new policy replacing DEI is just days away. The Board of Governors passed the equality policy. It comes as the Trump administration is telling universities to dismantle DEI programs. UNC eliminated 20 roles and 41 vacant positions, and it realigned 27 other jobs. UNC Chapel Hill trustees say they are pleased with the work so far.
And regulatory landscape have changed significantly. This board was on the cutting edge of that.
UNC Chapel Hill has saved more than $5.3 million. That is the most of any school in the UNC system. The deadline for schools to submit their compliance reports is September 1st.
The NC Central Board of Trustees also heard a presentation about equity certification. School leaders say they reallocated funds from DEI programs to the Office of Student Development and Support. They have removed references, though, to diversity and inclusion and signage around campus and from websites. They're reviewing scholarships and donations to ensure that they are in full compliance.
Police in Minneapolis are looking for a shooter who killed one person and hurt 6 others near a high school. Police say the gunman fired 30 rounds before driving off. At least one of the victims was a target. A
Wisconsin man is headed to jail after he faked his death and fled the country last year. Ryan Borgwart staged his own drowning last August and then fled to Eastern Europe, leaving behind a wife, leaving behind 3 children, and was declared dead after authorities could not find his body. Well, he was eventually found in Uzbekistan, and a judge sentenced him to 89 days in jail and $30,000 in fines. Today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will meet with Israel's foreign minister about the ongoing war in Gaza. President Donald Trump is also expected to host a meeting at the White House to talk about the situation in Gaza. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says it will focus on putting together a comprehensive plan that will reflect the president's humanitarian motives. A new whistleblower report accuses the Department of Government Efficiency of putting millions of people's data at risk. The report claims DOJ placed Social Security numbers and other important data on a risky server back in June. This was after the Supreme Court overruled a lower ruling that would have prevented DOJ staffers from accessing information from the Social Security Administration. This data was then moved to a private cloud server that only DOJ personnel could access.
SpaceX's Starship mega rocket finally took off after several scrubbed launch attempts over the past few days. The rocket took off last night from the company's Starbase facility in Texas. This is the 10th Starship test flight. SpaceX and NASA are ironing out potential issues on missions to the moon and to Mars. The rocket splashed down in the Indian Ocean about an hour after liftoff.
A great hammerhead shark was found washed up on the sand in Carolina Beach, and a spokesperson for the Marine Fisheries Division said it measured 12 feet, 2.5 inches long, weighed 600 pounds. Biologists were able to collect DNA samples to study it further, but oh boy, it's a big sample there. All right, swinging over to our weather forecast today. As you're waking up this morning, it's not a bad idea to maybe enjoy that coffee outside if you enjoy it that way. Elizabeth Gardner is tracking the fall-like start to your Wednesday morning.
Definitely the next 2 or 3 days, outside as much as you possibly can. Fayetteville looking nice this morning. Look at this sunrise here at RDU, looking absolutely gorgeous. Chapel Hill there, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant, seeing mainly clear skies. The same thing at Apex as we look down Salem Street, all is quiet. Here's a look at our pattern right now. Our next weather maker is this high pressure system that continues to funnel the cool air down from Canada. That's keeping our temperatures nice and keeping our dew points or our humidity nice and low. The weather maker coming in after that will be along a front to the south as a low starts to develop and right along that front and starts to push some rain into our area just in time for the Labor Day weekend. You may say, wait a minute, that is not what the forecast was yesterday. Yesterday, we started to see some showers showing up on the models. It was, just one run of the models, but now we're seeing multiple runs of the models with rain in our forecast for the weekend. So we have added it to our forecast. High pressure that's keeping us dry now will move out, and that low will slide in, and that brings us a chance of rain on Saturday. It's going to be coming up from the south, but then may linger into Sunday. It doesn't look like a washout, but a 40% chance on Saturday and a 30% chance on Sunday. If you take a look at the amount of rain that we could see total, it's probably not a whole lot, but again, it's the potential there. So looking at cooler temperatures on Saturday and Sunday with the upper 70s and that chance of showers, but it looks like late day Saturday doesn't look like an all day rain, just an afternoon and evening rain, and then Sunday just isolated on and off. Right now, Labor Day is still looking on the dry side. There's Fernand way out there in the North Atlantic. It continues to slide on out of here, and it won't be anything to be concerned about. This is an updated look at what we could see, though, that first week of September, and you can see this red shaded area. It is likely that we could have some development in that part of the Atlantic. We are still in the peak of the hurricane season. All right, we're looking at temperatures really warming up for us on Friday, back up to around 84 degrees. We've got some really, really comfortable mornings in our forecast as we continue to see 60s. So it's just, the temperatures are just phenomenal, Ken.
We're going to enjoy it right now. All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. A couple of issues to tell you about. The one I want to bring your attention to is that northern loop of the Beltline. Not only do we have the usual overnight construction that's in the clearing phase, we also have this crash on I-440 westbound near Wake Forest Road. That's adding to the delays that you're seeing. Right now, you're looking at a 6-minute delay if you're trying to get to Wade Avenue this morning. But after you get past 6 Forks Road, it's clear sailing, as you can see from this shot on I-440 and Ridge Road. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions. You're getting ready to head out the door. In terms of other major routes, very little to no delays into the capital city. If you're getting ready to head into the car, tune us in on the radio. We could be updated. 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Healing after Helene. State officials are taking a look at the recovery in western North Carolina nearly a year after the storm. The work being done to make Chimney Rock whole again.
And saving during college. 5 on your side shows you the student discounts that can save hundreds of dollars.
If you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather where you are, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team.
Leaders from the North Carolina Department of Transportation are keeping track of recovery efforts in Chimney Rock. They assessed conditions in that area yesterday, nearly a year after Helene devastated western North Carolina. Chimney Rock reopened in June, and NCDOT crews talked about their work to build a temporary roadway to reconnect Chimney Rock and Batcave.
What really was impressive, I think, is we've got this temporary road established a lot faster than anybody expected, and got it to a point that the folks here locally that live here could start using it.
It cost $25 million to build that temporary roadway, and permanent construction is expected to start by the end of the year, and that'll take 2 to 3 years to complete.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
It is all anyone is talking about. Taylor and Travis.
Ken Smith is here now with What's Trending.
And Christopher, they've been talking about it for a long time. Listen, the whole globe is buzzing about this news. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift engaged. The couple making the announcement on social media with posts of that special moment. This power couple made headlines 2 years ago with news of their relationship.
And reaction has certainly been pouring in. The city of Cleveland responded with local man and his new fiance stunned in engagement pics. Kelce is from Cleveland Heights.
And brands are already hopping on. Florida Panthers said they are not the only people getting a ring this year, and Buffalo Wild Wings even offered to cater their wedding.
A lot of people are talking about that rock as well. My goodness. So wedding bells also ringing here at WRAL. Our very own Michelle McConaughey got married over the weekend.
Yay.
Beautiful bride, beautiful ceremony. We all loved it.
And we've seen so many photos that she has shared on social media. We're so happy for her and Sebastian.
Oh, she's just radiant and glowing. Michelle, congratulations. We're so happy for you and Sebastian.
Thank you so much, guys. It was the best day of our lives. It was so magical. It was amazing. Ken Smith and his lovely wife, Amanda, were there with us celebrating. It was just all the feels. I loved it, every minute.
Well, congrats to you and your family, and a forever happiness we hope you and Sebastian have. So all month long, we are helping area animals find forever homes during our Clear the Shelters adoption event. There are plenty of animals in need of a forever home at Happy Hills Animal Foundation, that is in Staley. To learn more about this and other local shelters, you can go to WRAL.com/shelters.
Breaking news. Sky 5 is flying over a large fire near NC 98 near Durham. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker is on the way to that scene.
Well, it looks pretty intense. We'll give you an update shortly. And boating safety. The push from officials to stay safe during celebrations this Labor Day, less than a month after a tragedy at Harris Lake.
And temperatures this morning are running as much as 10 degrees below normal in some places. Does that mean that summer's over before Labor Day? We'll take a look.